All's Well, a Night Attack album, is coming out next week. Go to bit.ly/Night Attack Album. That's all lowercase, Night Attack Album, to get on the mailing list to find out when to buy it. Our opening song is from Stephen Cogswell. It's called The Merle and Curl Show. Get it at awtfy.com. That's awtfy.com/show.
It's Tuesday night and all is right with the world. My name is Merle, not to be confused with the other guy, Squirrel. No other names from. Sorry, I don't know. Hey guys, it's me. I'll be at the Chili's.
Yo, I just tweeted out a hot take.
I just found out that for the last week there haven't been soap in the shower, so I get the thing and it says the word lavender real big. I've been using that. I've turned it around. You know what's on the other side? Not a picture of lavender. A picture of a fucking poodle.
Who's working these clips?
Oh, 1 + 2 = 3. Unless you're talking about Merle and me, then we're doing our comedy show. Bing, 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 bong. All the numbers, they can be so intimidating. That's why we made this show to grow. Oh, my mom got new plants. Turtles. Oh, I didn't know that she was in 3rd grade. I'm from Mars. Man, I don't know if that's the greatest car color.
You made it so boring that they don't want to see it.
La 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 la. At what point? This is why I never use. I never use dog shampoo. And one reason. They fucking test that shit on animals. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Wow, you are a dad.
Oh, it's happening again. I can't believe it. 10 years and running. It's Tuesday night. That's the night that we set fire to the internet. Hello, you beautiful bastards of the internet. Whether there's music or not, I'm Brian Brushwood, live in Austin, Texas. Joined as always by my BFF and OAK. It's Justin, Robert Young, JR. Why are you so great? Oh, it's happening! Mission Control, this is Delta Echo Foxtrot 7. I am turning the key. Can you confirm? Over. Click.
Yes, Brian, you are the key turner, and I am the turned. I'm turned up.
You're the turn master? I'm the key turner. Are you the turn master? Are you gonna turn into a giant dog?
I'll tell you what, it's your turn, listeners. Because next week, you get access to the full, completed, finished, 40 to 50 minute. I can't remember the exact run time.
It's just shy of 50 minutes, and I gotta be honest, man. Like that's the right running time. Like I kept wanting to add more to it, but it doesn't need any more. It's the perfect length album, and plus we get to do it as a single length album, which means we're able to make it more affordable, so that you can buy it on more platforms and buy it for your loved ones on their accounts on more platforms. But it flies. This thing is amazing.
So here's the deal. All's Well, the Night Attack album, comes out 1 week from today. We are going to be on the internet for most of the day. Brian and I are going to be doing the morning stream that morning. We are going to be doing Daily Tech News Show in the afternoon. Brian's going to join me for the Jury Show at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and then we're going to come on and do Night Attack. We are going to be hawking and shilling this album any which way we can, and you can get the exact details on how you can buy it, how you can pre-order it, bit.ly/Night Attack Album. Again, sign up for bit.ly/Night Attack Album. If you're already on the Night Attack mailing list, then you are already there. If you have not, then sign up now. It is where you
hold on. I'm sorry, I'm getting a phone call from crapping on Brian and Justin Central. What's that? Oh, a naked cash grab. Guess what, sucker? Ain't no cash grab if there ain't no cash. Fuck you. Take me off your list. Beep, boop. Dude, I'm telling you, dude. We have one goal in mind, and that is to immortalize one of the greatest human beings who's ever lived in the entire universe. Stephen Cogswell, for 3 years now, week after week after week, has taken all of our nonsense. We've been a random noise generation factory, and he has somehow made music out of all of this week after week for years. All we want to do, I mean, is it too much to ask? Like, let's give the dude a #1 best-selling comedy album. Can we make that happen?
A #1 comedy album. We've done it before. We can do it again. Hey, Brian, in all the years that we've that Cogswell's been making music for us, how many weeks has he taken off?
I'm not good at math. What is 3 years minus 0?
3.
3 years.
So 0 is the amount of time. Like, because
Yeah.
I don't remember him ever not showing up with an amazing track since he decided to start blessing us with his amazing content.
Sometimes he does 2 or 3 in a week just because he's that goddamn good. We will reward Cogswell with a number 1 album. That is our goal. We will not fail. But Brian, this last week has been our crunch time, right? We've been working on this thing for a while, but you at a certain point you got to just get things moving. We'll be submitting the album either tonight or tomorrow officially. However, there is one track that's proven controversial.
Correct. And by the way, if you want to chime in on this, then you have to go to bit.ly/nightattackalbum. I swear to God, we're just going to keep on saying it until you sign up, because this is a coordinated attack where everybody is going to make real magic happen. We're going to make real magic happen. Bonnie, what do you think the most controversial track? Because you've heard most of the album, and indeed you have appeared on an awful lot of it. What do you think the most controversial track is?
I would probably imagine it's one where y'all are trying to sound like you're from a different culture.
Oh, sorry. What
An
is
accent.
What is that one?
There's definitely an accent, and you're trying to sound. Oh wait, I know which one it is.
Wait, okay. Which one did you?
No.
Go
Go on with the one that you think is controversial.
Oh, I was just fishing, and then I got the information.
Well played. We played right into your hands.
Yes.
Both of us literally crossed our arms in a defensive posture and got ready to defend ourselves.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it, but I remember there was something that sounded like song, rhymed with song, but it might have been.
Keep going. This is great.
I'm not gonna say it.
No. It might have been what?
Something that would be offensive to people in
Gong, dong, hong, bong, shong, krong,
Yeah.
flong,
Blong.
blong. I don't know what you're mouthing.
Okay.
Hey, I was so excited to promote this album, but Bonnie has me terrified. like very racist thing that slipped through all of our detections. Everyone we've let listen to the album, like nobody has pointed out that apparently there's some horrifyingly, virulently racist comedy track on the album.
Well, you guys are just going to have to buy it and find out.
Well played, my lady. I'm proud. You done me proud. The track that first of all, well, you want to take point? You look like you want to take point.
I'll just say this. Bryce, there has been in the deliberations of what tracks we want to make the album, which ones we don't.
Mm-hmm.
We got things fairly into like a 75% range because my brother and I worked on it. My brother Eric edited the album.
He did a great
So
job.
we got it to a good place because we didn't want to overburden Bryce, who has edited the previous album. So we just wanted to get it in a good place so the notes would be able to like kind of make sense. Like everything wasn't going to be super jumbled up.
Sure.
But there's one track that I think we've all kind of agreed that we can make them work. But there is a specific track where Brian and I get angry about something that I feel like not only has Bryce never really connected with, but also Tom Merritt, who listened to the album, also didn't feel was particularly funny.
What was his exact notes on this?
Real funny. And Brian has slowly been converted into thinking that it's really funny.
Keep in mind, I apparently was dead wrong, but like we sent out a few tracks to the patrons and said which of these absolutely have to be on the album. Number one pick was the one that I was like, no, that one definitely doesn't belong on the album. So it's like I already admit I can't tell what's funny. That's why I'm an internet comedian.
But I feel like we just need to throw this out to the plebiscite. We
Okay.
can play this track right now, and we need to see whether or not people think it is funny or not. And we will live and die by this mob rule.
So, okay, Bryce is in the middle of loading. Bonnie, do you have any idea which track we're about to dissect?
No, I don't.
Okay, so this is
But everybody said it has to be on there.
no.
No, people have
except-
not heard this yet.
One person has said it has to be on there, and I'm him. And slowly I've convinced Brian, and he's literally my only ally.
Correct. So
My take on this is that I think it's not very funny, and I don't think it has enough context. And it feels
Also,
personally targeting someone.
here's what I know for sure is that it's probably a lousy way to sell how funny this album is.
Yeah,
So if this is the one track that we're gonna obsess over for the next 20 minutes, then just please understand that
This is the one that didn't make it.
No, currently it's on the album.
Oh, it
Right.
is.
It is
Yeah.
currently on the album.
I mean, yeah.
So you're gonna give away the controversial one?
Yeah,
That's bad business.
also a very weird decision
Yeah.
wait, to give away stuff?
to give away this one on a
You're
shorter
right.
album.
We should give away all of them.
Well, and also
I'm with you.
My other
Just
thing is
play,
I think
play, maybe we start with the intro. Just
No,
the
come on,
intro.
one-
We'll
one
only
thing at a
play
time.
the intro.
Let the boy speak.
My other thing is my issue is if we put this out in any capacity, it's going to do damage, whether it's on the album or whether we play it tonight.
We are actually, for Bryce's worries, we are doing he was uncomfortable with it being a pinprick, and we are now suggesting that it becomes a machete slash, considering the fact that, well, here, Brian, can you explain the context?
Yeah, okay. Here's the context, and this is the thing: is I think if you if you're me, then you don't even see what the big deal is. Do you remember? Like there was a moment in a previous episode of Night Attack where I quoted something that's the caption of a New Yorker cartoon or whatever, and I described it. What was it?
Yeah.
The pyramids, a dog, something. He's holding a tablet, and
Where's the home key?
where's the home key or whatever it was, right? Like that moment I was channeling was, and this is the behind the scenes stuff that leads up to this, that came from a real moment where my first assignment, I made it into the Plan 2 honors program at the University of Texas at Austin. I did Plan 2 English, and my professor, first writing assignment, hands us a New Yorker cartoon and then says, I even forget what he says. I don't know if he asked, explain why this is funny or comment on this or whatever. It was vague enough that I was just annoyed, so I used it as a creative writing exercise. It was a bunch of bald Egyptians with a stylus and tablet or whatever, and I don't even remember what the caption was, but I was like, look, if you're going to give me so much nothing to work with here, then I'm just going to use this as a creative writing exercise. So I wrote this 2 pages. You're supposed to write 2 fucking pages on this shit, right? So I write, obviously these are fucking aliens. You could tell from their amazing tablet materials and their whatever, and their amazing futuristic styluses. This ties in with the ancient aliens hypothesis because it's set in ancient Egypt or whatever.
Okay.
And then their response I got back was like a B-, and it says, "It's a shame your creativity didn't yield more insight." And I'm just like what fucking insight? It's a fucking New Yorker one-note joke fucking cartoon. Okay.
It's worth noting none of this context is in the track.
Correct.
No part of the slight is in this track.
Well, and also it's not a slight. It's not a slight when a person whose job it is to teach a student
Says, "Hey, student, you didn't want to be taught."
Correct. Like passes judgment on them. So basically what you just heard, me getting all wound up. Imagine Justin in the room, like fucking, eyes getting bigger, nodding like, yes, more, this, while we're recording. And then after the fact, Brian this is the sound of Brian trying to dial it back, Justin refusing to do so. And then much after the fact, Justin still in love with this moment of wound up rage from something that happened 25 plus years ago that does not matter, that was totally in bounds for the teacher to say and think and do. Just play it.
Well, but hold on, because I think we're skipping over the thing that gives me pause, which is you talk the specific identifiable markers to find this person.
Yes, I went to the University of Texas at Austin and took a class called Plan 2 English. It's fine.
Okay, Justin,
and also I love this person. He is legitimately one of the best teachers I had. What we are so man.
I'm not saying you're denigrating him. I'm saying you're doxing this guy.
Hold on.
No, we're not doxing anybody.
I think. Well, number one, the track was initially called "Shitting and Doxing on Brian's College Professor."
Okay, fair enough.
It went through a series of concessions because, again, I don't know. It's probably something wrong with me. It is a defect in my own humanity that I find this kind of petty rage so funny. But I continued to make concessions to the fact that we were out and out doxing and saying very mean things about Brian's college professor.
Okay, at this point, I drop away from the "we" moniker that you're using. like, my contribution was to tell the story. Your contribution was to inappropriately take the rage meter to 17 and act like it was quite literally the worst thing any human has ever done to anything. And there's my favorite moment of this track, and this is why I'm just barely on the side of yes, it belongs there, is that genuine moment that you say, nobody hurts my Bri-Bri. And I felt like you meant it. It's amazing. And to me, that's
I did mean it. Now, we decided to bleep out his last name, which I think is A, for
generous
doxing purposes, and B, for comedic purposes. We then added a preamble, so it made it very clear that we were in the wrong in this track, and we were not asking for the audience to join our petty bullshit.
Exactly. And I do think that helped tremendously. Also, the only way this could possibly be funny is if there was no actual rage, and I hope people hear it in the spirit in which it was intended, in which there is no actual rage. It's like, let's dial in on a random ass moment and remember what it felt like.
Bryce, would it make you feel better if before we played this, Brian committed to writing an email to this professor, letting him know that the track's on the album and that he has no ill will for him? It was a funny jag. And that this is out of love and respect from decades ago.
Probably, yes, actually.
You feel better.
I actually think that would, because my issue is that, yes, you bleep out the name, but you definitely say stuff that is enough for people to definitely find who this person is, and get
I don't know.
all
I
of their
think we're
contact
pretty sly.
information.
I think somebody have to be a pretty super sleuth
Very
to figure out
specific stuff that Justin is reading from a website.
I don't know. But if it'll make you feel better, I will write him a letter.
It's not my name on the album.
You will write the email.
I will write the email. Yeah.
All right. If you start writing it while I play this is helping a lot.
Legitimately.
It's a concern, right? Because if you look at Diamond Club and you saw how much press and attention Diamond Club got, the book, and if this is the thing that we want to do, which is make a lot of noise and get a lot of attention on this thing, then this is someone who is kind of in the crosshairs on that. And so that's my concern.
And that is a fair concern. And the only way it could be fun is if universally, if anybody is hearing my voice right now, number one, here's a nutty idea. How about you not insist on figuring out which professor it is? And if you do, say something nice. Only nice things. All of us should only say nothing.
Don't contact him at all.
Okay, that's the better version of that.
First, do no harm. We're all taking the Hippocratic oath when it comes to the internet. We need not to disturb this man. He is there for entertainment purposes only on this album. That being said, if Brian commits to writing this email live on this show,
No. I want to do a better job than I would do writing it live.
You will have
First draft. Start your first draft.
Okay, sure.
Okay, here we go.
All right,
this is track possibly 10, unwarranted range from remembering a... Okay,
this is the part that somebody in the audience thinks it'll be funny to actually make this an ARG and actually post stuff in the comments. No. Please, nope. This doesn't matter. This is a real human being, and he's a delightful human being, one of my favorite professors that I had. There was a brief moment where I felt butt hurt as a freshman, and I am thankful for all of the lessons.
I felt butt hurt for Brian as a 35-year-old man with no connection to any of this.
Correct. There it is.
Okay, there we go. All right, this is possibly track 10, unwarranted range from remembering a minor slight from a college professor.
Hello, I'm Eric Young. I edited this album. Amongst all the raw tracks Brian and Justin sent me, there was a moment when Brian brought up a minor slight by a college professor from decades ago. Did the boys handle it with class and dignity? Of course not. Here is Brian and Justin displaying unwarranted rage from remembering a minor slight by Brian's college professor. Good day.
No, fuck that.
Fuck you, Kurt.
Oh, are you really dropping bombs?
We just said his first name. I forgot that.
We can bleep it out. It's fine.
Sure,
it's fine.
yeah.
I mean,
but also, all right, so we'll definitely bleep out what happened before. Unbleeped out. Fuck Kurt.
He was good. Everything was good.
No, don't back off of this. Don't back off of this.
And I learned about the.
Let me look him up. Hold on. What's his address?
No. Oh, dude. Fuck.
Here we go. No.
Don't let me help you
Nobody
right
hurts.
now.
Nobody hurts my Bri-Bri. even years ago, Kurt. What is it? UT?
Yeah, a little bit.
Texas.
Fuck, there he is.
Is he still there?
Old now. No, he's old.
No shit. Look at him.
Do you want to call him right
Oh
now?
my god, look at his fucking dumb face. His fucking
wanna
weird
call him?
fish face.
His fucking numbers right there.
Okay, so 512.
No, stop.
Fucking
Fucking interests, British Romanticism, only from 1750 to 1850. Poetry and poetics. What the fuck? Poetry and
Poetics.
Poetics.
Poetry and because they're two different things. Fucking idiot.
What about,
Poetry and poetics.
What about
Different things.
What about writing or creative writing? Are they two different things?
Well, he didn't write it, so no. There's only creative writing. And then archives and collecting, modernism and cultural economics.
Cultural economics. Fucking, yo, buddy, I'm going to trade you 3 Pokemons for a Power Ranger.
Yeah, personally, I sold on semicolons before the bust.
Okay, so what we have is this isolated stinger of a moment of impotent rage of a thing that doesn't matter from 25 years ago.
Let's make a straw poll.
So the argument for this being on the album is that, number one, it's genuine, and we've always been confessional and honest on this show. It does go from nothing to 13. But Justin, explain to me why you love this so much.
I love it. It's so funny to me. I just anytime that somebody takes a very, very, very minor thing and then blows it so insanely out of proportion is something that I will 150% always find hilarious. I still find this track hilarious. I've been fighting for this track for months now. I am now realizing that almost the entire chat room is against me, and yet I'm still here. I'm still here defending it, and I will defend it.
I don't think it's very kind.
Oh yeah. Well,
No, that's the point. It's ridiculous. We have to show our whole butt. Like that's the whole thing.
I mean, clearly, like if there's a version of a framework in which you can wrap your mind around this working, it works because we're clearly the assholes in this. We're
Yeah.
clearly the bad guys.
I'm just thinking if he has a fish face and he sees.
He doesn't have a fish face.
He's sure.
No, he has
that's
chiseled,
the nice
a classic Greek chin. You would have creamed your panties back in the day.
You are really fighting hard for this.
No, I'm stating objectively the true fact that Bonnie would cream her panties if she encountered that
Doesn't
beautiful
feel like objective
classical
fact,
Greek-
but
I mean, well, fucking, you didn't have to watch all the other girls cream their panties around them all the time. I mean, dude,
I guess so.
the dude was handsome. He is handsome. He is. I haven't seen him in
He's
a
a
bit.
very good-looking man. He's a very good-looking man. Clip that just so we have it. So I
No, don't clip any of this.
We
This
need
is all,
this evidence.
this is all
Don't
off the
have
record.
me.
My goodness.
I just want everybody to know. I think I've seen his face, and I was just I was being petty and mean because it was a funny moment at the time. I guess, man.
You don't even get the fact that the
I'm
slight
literally
is not
on an island.
Well, maybe if we had a little bit more context, what's the track before this one? Maybe whatever leads us into this gets us
There's
into
only
the
40
headspace.
minutes of this
No.
album.
You're right. Which
Wait,
means
we have something else to talk about.
what's that? Oh, okay.
Are we all just gonna give away the whole album?
Bonnie, this is our secret plan the whole fucking time. It's not about the money. Yeah,
But it is about the
heist.
sales, and to get number one, it actually is kind of.
It's about the heist. Okay, all right.
The heist.
Justin, which direction do you want to go?
Wait, are we done? I mean, are we?
I'm
Now
sorry.
I feel like now for the first time in this entire process, I'm doubting myself. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting to bring this to the public, and it would at least 50-50. I was just hoping that it would be controversial, and some people that would get it. Some people that didn't get it wouldn't get it. Instead, I have found myself more isolated than I've ever been on anything.
I think you have enjoyed a very long run of, in general, your haywire angles going over well with the audience, and for whatever reason, it's just not landing on this one.
Brian, who could have seen 9/11 happen?
Can we get a new poll going?
Yeah?
And then say, how do you feel about it, knowing he's not a fish face? But he's handsome.
Well, first of all, unfortunately,
think that?
when I say fish face, you think of that beautiful classic Greek chin in the shape of water. She fucked that fish, dude, because of his amazing fish face. Fish face is no longer a negative.
I think
The reigning best picture of the Academy of Arts and Sciences is a beautiful woman having sex with a fish man.
Oh,
Oh
my god.
Oh, so are you pulling the plug on this one, Justin? Are you
I'm shaken to my very core, Brian. I don't know where to go. I thought this was gonna be a thing where it was gonna be a little 50-50. Some people were gonna be like, oh, it's funny. Some people were gonna be like, oh, it's not. And then Brian was gonna write an embarrassing email, and then we'd be done with it. That would be how it goes. Brian's willing, and now here I am. Knees knocking like a frightened child because I've been burnt. The audience hates this track, Brian.
well, and now I'm afraid they're gonna hate the album because they're gonna think that the entire album is just us doxing past professors.
It's not. It's not. It's a lot of really good music.
So for example, Bryce, if we were going to give a little sampler, a little taste, something to remind people that 1 week from today, on January 22nd, they should buy for only $1.99 on Amazon and on iTunes and on all of their friends' accounts. Just walk around with $2 bills and hand them to people, and then don't like say, let me borrow your phone, and then you buy it after you've bought the album. Hand them a $2 bill and say, sorry about that, and then now you're even. Go on to the next person. There's a reason we're pricing it so low, because we're not trying to make money. We're trying to immortalize true talent.
Yeah.
Wait,
I guess we have to make it. We have to make a call on this right now, right?
what? I mean, I'm sorry. Was it not clear to you that a call was made?
Yeah. I guess the call's made, huh?
So, Bryce.
I mean,
Bryce, if somebody was confused about whether it was a good album or a bad album, what is a good track that we could just select from the list to remind people?
Sure. Well, let's see here. Actually, this one is nice and short, and I think it's a fan. It would be a fan favorite because of what it is. The one that I got highlighted here.
Okay, sure.
Well, I mean, unless you've got something.
No, go for it. Well, I mean, I would think. Well, I guess we've played all of the music ones.
All
too.
of the music, literally everyone's heard.
Yeah, the music is the real star of the show.
Well, there is one track that nobody's heard.
Oh,
There is an unreleased track in here. Yes.
There's an unreleased track that nobody has heard that I want to keep secret because it will be a delight for everybody when they listen to the album.
oh, but I like that one. Okay, fine. Yeah, play.
They're gonna like it when they
anything.
hear it.
Play literally anything.
Okay,
All right,
I'm
there
gonna
we go.
play track 15 here.
Track 15, British John Stossel.
Okay, well, I was gonna not say that so that people could be surprised when they heard it.
And that's why video games killed them all. Reporting live on the scene, it's British John Stossel.
A lot of people believe that Bill Clinton is a great guy. Many.
Keep going.
You gotta finish. John Stossel is basically John Oliver.
That is the startling realization once you make it that British John Stossel is John Oliver. Like, that will warp your fucking mind. You will never look at John Oliver the same for the rest of your life.
Now, that's a good track.
That was a fine track. It's a good track.
You didn't have to bleep names. It was good.
I mean, would it be funnier if we did? I mean, we really did dox John Oliver. Now everybody knows he's just British John Stossel. Now everybody's going to hit up the comments of every John Oliver video saying, this is just a British John Stossel.
Buy the Night Attack album and you'll see.
All right, bit.ly/Night Attack album. Brian, you got a gift for Christmas, didn't you?
Oh my God, I sure did. Ladies and gentlemen.
Now, if people don't know, if for some reason they're new to the show and they don't know this thing about Brian, almost over a year ago,
Yes.
maybe two.
Well, no, it was 25 years ago. I took Plan 2 English.
Okay. So Brian's version of his midlife crisis was to go on a whim and sell his car and trade it in for the most manual ass Jeep that he could get.
Yeah, manual ass Jeep. And the only thing more Jeeper than a manual ass Jeep is when you put a cover over your spare tire in the back that doesn't say the word Jeep.
What does it say?
Says Jeep.
Oh! That is so great.
If you guys are not aware that the first episode that we were talking about this, Brian's primal urge to own a Jeep was symbolized by the low guttural Jeep that exploded into an exultant Jeep, and now it trails him wherever he goes thanks to this amazing gift. Bonnie, that is 5 stars.
Thank you.
Your thoughtfulness is only mirrored by the shame I feel for that horrifying track that got so much album from.
Well, I thank goodness that we listened to the public, and luckily there's literally play any other track, Bryce.
Well, okay. Look, hey, help me out here. Like, there are a lot of things on here.
Okay,
How about Middle Ages? Play Middle Ages.
Okay. Oh, people might remember Middle Ages also.
If you could have a medieval occupation, what would you do? We're transported back in time
I want
to the
so
medieval
bad.
age.
I want so bad to believe I'd be a blacksmith, but I'd be the scrawniest, whiniest blacksmith. I'd be like, I got me a middle sliver in my splinter. Ouch.
Wait a minute, you'd have an accent? If we go back in time, you develop an accent?
Of course, mate. It's an indeterminate. It's the Middle Ages. Why? Where did you come from? I was just banging me iron. I was maybe jerking off into the fire. It does a sizzle sound, you know.
You know what job I'd have?
What's that?
Prostitution.
Good move. Booming business.
Man, Justin would be like the chief viceroy counselor to the king, whispering in ears and controlling thrones.
No, I'd probably just also go with prostitution.
So there, man, I feel bad that we're not playing the real star of the show, but that's on purpose so that you have to buy the album, because the real star of the show is, of course, Stephen Cogswell's music, which is just freaking amazing beyond words. We just do some pretty funny stingers in the meanwhile.
And commentary. A lot of good commentary stuff that talks a little bit, gives some context to some of the songs and gives some additional thoughts on them.
Yeah. No, look, this is something that I'm exceptionally proud of, and you know, we I don't know. I feel really, really strongly about this one. I feel like this is something that not only anybody who loves Stephen Cogswell, and obviously this show, this crowd, Diamond Club, loves Stephen Cogswell, but anybody who's ever, like, you know, done stuff for an internet community, be it a podcast or a web forum or a YouTube channel or something. If you've done art, you've done music, this is our tribute to that. This is our tribute to everybody who has spent time and effort to do something. The best thing that we think we could do is really make it a big thing on Billboard.
Yeah, talking about being a big thing, man. Of course, a lot of people have already gotten early cuts of the album. Those who went to patreon.com/Night Attack got to select which albums, which tracks are in and out of the album. Head on over to patreon.com/Night Attack. And if you are a new pledger, or if you increase your pledge, then you get your chance to have your name randomly shouted out in a little thing we like to call...
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour. It's an hour of it.
Hey, man, my favorite of these, to pick at random, are the ones, I guess it's not very random if I'm picking it, but in this case, one of my favorite things is when I see somebody who has a price that was, per episode, that was not available except for the very early days. And when somebody like starts off pledging only 50 cents an episode and then finally ups it to the now default minimum of $1 per episode, it makes me really, really happy. And I just want to say, I don't know where you are. I don't know what you're doing. I just want to say thank you, Ian Goddard.
Ian Goddard.
Oh.
Goddard.
Oh, all praise Ian.
Weird you went with Ian and not the God part.
Well, I was trying to substitute Ian for the word God. They're synonymous.
I was just... Because God's in his last name and all.
Well, okay, well, I mean, maybe it's like having a god named Godson. That'd be weird. How about that?
Is Jesus' last name God?
If not, why is he refusing to take his dad's, like, is he ashamed of his dad? What's up with that?
Is it like a rock star thing?
There's that moment you're like, hey, Jesus God, yo, now I'm just Jesus. Like, what? You're just dropping the last name? You're not Jesus Godson? It's like no, man. My name used to be Gordon. Now it's Sting. Let's go.
No, I'm Jesus Christ now. Oh, a bit pretentious, don't you think? Like Christ? I don't know. It just seems like
Ian Goddard.
Oh, I see. What are you going to do next? Double your pledge from 50 cents to $1 an episode? Whoa.
Oh. Thank you, Ian.
We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course, if you're watching live, which we always recommend, is one of the best ways that you can experience this show on twitch.tv/Night Attack, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Eastern.
That is
Central.
6 p.m.
8 Central.
Pacific time. Then you can go ahead and be a part of this 1 minute in which we turn on all the alerts. You can subscribe to the channel. We shout your name out. Hey, listen, got me thinking about how Renegade totally sold me out and didn't back me up on that album track.
Yeah, wait, what is he, like some kind of bobcat? I don't get it. Why would he do that?
You know, like when Crimson Zamboni, I was relying on his support, and he backdoored me and made me shame me into taking that track off the album.
Oh, I mean, okay, it seems like you're really dialed in on a specific thing. Are you sure Curtis
No,
LaRock
with
didn't?
Curtis LaRock, I was looking for some kind of support, and instead all I got was shame and misery, like Cali Sky gave me.
Well, okay. I mean, again, you seem real dialed in. Is there anything hot beverages did to help things along?
Oh, you mean just not support me in my moment of need, like Dr. Fu Manchu? Yeah. I think like everybody, like just let me out to dry, like Mr. Bruick. Oh, another Judas, who in my one moment where I needed support from the audience, left me hang out to dry.
Well, we're out of time. Not gonna lie, I spent that entire minute just looking at this 1,000 bits. I was gonna try to be the bit boss and throw this in. Couldn't even figure out how to do it.
Why do you have 1,000 bits?
Oh,
Because,
someone at
because
TwitchCon
we
gave it to
we
us.
went to TwitchCon and they were like the real bit boss. He showed up looking like remember that dude covered in question marks who's like the government gives you free money? That dude was there and he said have 1,000 bits and I was like you're the bit boss.
Speaking of the bit boss, the current is Graham Cracker with 100 bits. That's a pretty easy amount of bits.
Yeah,
to beat,
no,
just to be a bit boss.
I love everybody who was doing that. I love you guys. You guys know that. I love you.
Yeah.
I am hurt deeply, but like
You're like, why can't a comedy album be nothing but rage against everybody who's ever slighted you? I don't understand you people.
I think I need to go to therapy. That's this entire process is I feel like I have unresolved tension in my life that is now boiled over to the point where I need to seek professional help.
I would love to believe that, like, in an alternate universe, Justin is the #1 comedy album maker of all time. And it's like, anyway, in my 75th album, no, but seriously, fuck you, Dad. I think I made a real good point.
So can I just say something like, you know, the middle child is writing stories at school for assignments, and she always like pins her older sister's name into the stories, and something bad always happens to the older sister. And I'm just like, okay, kid. But I was just thinking about all those stories where they say, you know, oh, any coincidence.
Any characters depicted are fictional and any resemblance is coincidental.
Right, that's bullshit. Like if I'm writing a story and I have somebody who's wearing like American flag yoga pants get ran over by a truck, it's probably because I really think that's just gross. American something needs to happen to that character.
Sure.
And yes, there's a real yoga pant. American flag.
Okay, so would it be a better world?
Wait, hold on. Do you want to talk shit about her? Because we got a hole on the album now.
If you don't read off of her website, I think people might like it.
No, like there's nothing wrong with her, but I was just thinking, if I'm writing a story and I want to talk about somebody who's wearing like obnoxious pants, it's going to be those like, you know, you're supposed to burn flags.
No. So you say inspired by true events.
Oh,
it was inspired.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Sorry, what was that song?
I could repeat it.
What were you even aiming for? Because it almost sounded like the Price is Right Phil horn, but you sort of just gave it your own little jazzy twist.
I can't do it again.
Hey, Bryce. Hey, Bryce, do we have a game?
Hey, everybody. We got a game in here today. Someone sent this in, a Samurai 85X. Thank you very much, Samurai 85X sent this in. This is a game I'm calling Wars of the Stars, Episode 1, Attack of the Tomatoes.
Okay. I would say of the 4 people in this room, there's one of us who is deeply allergic to copyrighted music and is very sensitive to the use of playing any clip that might possibly be litigated against.
Yeah.
Here, let me add it. I can do it. Bum, ba, ba, ba.
Clip that. Please clip that and send that in to me.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So Samurai 85X actually did some legwork. Brian and Justin, you're both going to answer each round. So you can get your phones out now. You're going to text me your answer, A or B.
All right.
Because you'll both blind answer each round. You're going to be given 2 actors in each round. You will have to guess whether that which actor has a higher percentage rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on an average of their last 10 films.
Oh, man, this is interesting because it's going to be totally divorced from their actual talent. I'm going to guess, as an example, assuming it doesn't ruin the game.
Round.
Could you tell me, for example, what the average of Michael Caine's Rotten Tomatoes scores are? Because Michael Caine would quite literally appear in anything, and there's that famous story where where his kid is like, "Why were you in Jaws 3?" And he's like, "Do you enjoy this house? That's why."
All right, so for example, I'm assuming that this is how Samurai 85X did this. So I'm going to add 31, 28, 17, 48, 34.
He's been in a lot of stinkers.
17.
Wow.
What is that? 74, 72, and 53 for 446 divided by 10. 44.6% would be Michael Caine's.
Yeah. Okay. So Michael Caine, I think we
movies.
would agree is a talented actor, but tends to not pass the freshness test on the movies.
Right. And that's the other thing to remember is that this is Rotten Tomatoes, where all the critics are rating on a binary. So
either they generally like it or they generally don't.
Or they generally don't. Right. So for example, in this round, I'm going to give you both the name of 2 actors. You're both going to text me the answer, A or B. You're going to send it in a single text message to me, not in a thread or not in a group chat. And while you guys are deliberating, if you'd like, I do have a little bit of extra information here on those actors while you guys are deliberating. But for this practice example, actor A is Steve Carell, and actor B is Tom Cruise. Now,
I sent you a test text message.
Yeah. Also, I answered before I even heard the second actor.
Okay. Well, and
I
Brian,
answered B.
So Brian, open up a single chat, not the
Oh,
group
got
chat,
it. So
please.
Justin can't steal all my good answers.
Right, and
All
I did get your text, Justin. I think that's very funny.
Hey, patronizing Bryce is the best Bryce.
It's not patronizing. It's just me avoiding.
Wasn't meant to be funny.
Okay.
Be a statement of fact.
So while you guys are deliberating, I'm going to give you a little bit of information. The last thing Steve Carell tweeted was January 1st. He said, "Rabbit, rabbit."
That's helpful.
While Tom Cruise's last tweet was summer 2011 and summer 22.
Makes as much sense.
Just announced the renewal for Mission Impossible. So we got Brian tweeting B, and Justin didn't enter one. But the correct answer is Steve Carell. A. Steve Carell's got a 68.8% of his last 10 movies.
And that includes Welcome to Marwen, the movie they got like 12% on Rotten Tomatoes.
The doll movie.
Yeah.
Everyone's a doll now.
What? But nobody liked that movie. It did very poorly.
That's true, but he was also in Vice, which is 63%, Beautiful Boy, which is 67%, 78 for Last Flag Flying, Battle of the Sexes, Too Funny to Fail was 100%, so he's actually got some hits on him.
All right.
Even if Morrowind was only 31%.
Okay, I didn't know you were going to do a serious game. I thought this was a possible other track for the album. All right.
Welcome to Marwen looks like Polar Express for people that have to magnetize their hard drive because they don't want the cops seeing what's on it.
Jesus.
Wow, okay.
I'm in a dark mood, friends. I'm just letting you know. He said.
All right, so round one here. Actor A is Robert Downey Jr. and actor B is Scarlett Johansson. Looking for Robert Downey Jr. A or Scarlett Johansson, which is B. A little bit of extra info here. Justin has sent in an answer.
Yeah, I'll lock it in.
Now, if you both tie... Oh, I forgot to mention this. If you both tie, whoever sent in an answer, the correct answer first, will get the point.
Oh, doggone it.
Sorry about that.
All right, well, now I know.
But you guys did not answer the same thing.
Oh, good.
And Brian is locked in. Brian has answered A.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
My thinking is, has he done literally anything except for Marvel movies in the last 10 years?
No, he did. He did one movie. He did himself, and then he's done the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Whereas Scarlett Johansson has done something that's not Marvel movies. Therefore, she will do worse. Is my prediction.
Okay. Now, and Justin answered B. Answered Scarlett Johansson. Why do you think Scarlett got it?
Why do I think it? Because I'm sure she was probably like 10 movies. I don't know. Hers probably in there. Like she might have snuck into some award kind of movies that maybe RDJ has not.
I see. So Scarlett Johansson currently, the average of her last 10 films is sitting at 74.7% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's a lot.
You got some big ones on there. You had Infinity War, Isle of Dogs. You do have Rough Night and Ghost in the Shell, which are in the low mid 40s. Captain America: Civil War, Jungle Book, Hey Caesar, like some a good high.
Jungle Book at 95% positive.
That's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, it's not really good. It's really beige. It's fine. It's generally well liked.
There we go. And Robert Downey Jr. is sitting at a 74.8%, meaning Brian gets the point on that one.
Oh, that's because I'm the superior skilled player.
Oh, man. Okay. Let me write that down, Brian.
Done. Done and done.
Done. Okay. Round 2. Here we go. Round 2.
Yes.
Your 2 actors.
Yes.
In the battle of the Chris's.
Yes.
A.
Yes.
Chris Pine.
Yes.
Or B. Chris Pratt. Now, while Chris Pine is not on social media, Chris Pratt's last post was this about getting married or getting engaged to his new wife, Catherine.
That doesn't make his movies good.
He's getting married to Schwarzenegger's daughter.
That's right.
Oh.
All right, we've got answers in. I've got an answer for Brian and for Justin. One of you came in first before the other one because you both answered Chris Pine.
Wait. Oh, yes.
Both answered Chris Pine.
Definitely
Chris
did.
Pine.
Yep.
But I'm sorry to say, Justin, you did not make it fast enough. And Chris Pine is the right answer.
Oh!
Damn it.
Not only am I smarter, I'm faster.
Now Chris Pratt is sitting at 68.1%. We can take a look here at his latest Rotten Tomatoes, if it will show up. While Chris Pine is at 78.3%. So Chris Pratt was in recently. He had Jurassic World, which was under 50%. Passengers, Gem and the Holograms, 21%. I didn't even realize he was in that.
Yeah.
And Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers don't quite make that up. While Chris Pine, of course, which Chris is Chris Pine?
He was in
Hurt.
Spider-Man. I mean, sorry,
Spock.
spoiler.
He had Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Wait, Chris?
It's quite literally a spoiler to mention that he's in it.
Oh, okay. I don't even remember that.
He's one of the voices. If you're really good at picking out voices, fuck you. We spoiled the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's
weird.
all ruined. Sorry.
But he was also in Wonder Woman, which was 93. For the Love of Spock, which was at 100. Hell or High Water, 97. A lot of high points there. So, with all of that being said, Brian got the point on that. So that's 2-0.
Twofer.
As we move into our third round. Where's my thing? Where's my music? There we go. Round 3. Your 2 actors are A. Edward Norton or B. Mark Ruffalo. Edward Norton or Mark Ruffalo. In the most recent 2. All right, I've got 2 answers here. I've got 2 answers locked in.
Are they the same answer?
They are the same answer.
Okay.
Now, you could have said Edward Norton.
I wonder what we both said, Justin.
And Edward Norton is sitting at a 65.3% Rotten Tomatoes. He's got some stinkers in there. Collateral Beauty only at 14%. The Bourne Legacy, thank you for sharing. Salinger at 36.
Takes more risks.
Yeah, he's really eaten a lot of poop right in the mouth with his choices. He doesn't really even do a lot, right? A lot of those are voiceovers.
Yeah, some of these on here are executive producers. I'm sure some of these are voices too. Now, Mark Ruffalo, of course, the Hulk in all of them Marvel movies, he beat out 65.3% with a whopping 77.6%.
And who was first?
Who was the Fast Fingers champion, Bryce?
And the Fast Fingers champion was one Brian Brushwood. Ooh. Sorry about that. Very close. They're coming in very close, but what is your technique, Brian? Are you just guessing ahead of time?
The technique is to decide before you finished saying the name of the first person. Like, I make a snap judgment, and then if I think the first person, and it's not an indictment of quality. It's a matter of like are they risky? Because if they're interesting,
interesting.
I respect Ed Norton as an actor much more than Mark Ruffalo, because he takes a lot more chances, and
Sure.
because of that, like, I knew there was no way that he was going to win this.
That's a very good point. All right, we're going to get into round 4. Gentlemen, your 2 actors are A, Chris Hemsworth, and B, Henry Cavill.
Crap. I was probably too late.
All right, I have 2 answers here.
Swear to God, I'm going to be wrong. This is going to be the worst.
One of you... Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna have gotten it in first.
Both of you.
I'm gonna be wrong. I know it. This is my lot in life. This is what happens today. This is the episode. I'm not gonna make it to next week. I'm not gonna make it to January 22nd when the new album comes out. All's Well, a Night Attack album. You can sign up for our mailing list to get all of the details as soon as they become available. bit.ly/Night Attack album. But you want to know what? I'm not gonna hit send on that. The way my luck's going, a piano's going to fall on my head, and I'm sitting in my apartment on the 4th floor.
All right.
Probably shouldn't have doxed myself. Because it's probably
Beep that
all
out, maybe.
par for the course.
You both answered A, Chris Hemsworth. Now, Chris Hemsworth is up against B, Henry Cavill, who is sitting at 46.4%. Look at this rap sheet.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
A lot of green on here. Cold
His
Light of
number
Day is
one
only 4.
number one is Mission Impossible Fallout at 97%. Number 2 is Stardust at 76%. Number
Which is
3
probably
is The
not
Man
even
from
included.
Uncle at number 66%.
That's right. So Henry Cavill sitting at 46.4%. Brian, how do you think your chances are with your answer?
Better than Henry Cavill? Pretty good, because even Ghostbusters I don't think would take down Chris Hemsworth.
Well, in that
Ghostbusters actually got decent reviews. That was kind of the controversial thing about it.
You're right. Ghostbusters did get 74%, bringing Chris Hemsworth up to 56.9%, beating Henry Cavill easily. And we're going to give that point to one Justin Robert Young.
I'm back,
This
baby!
whole thing's rigged.
We're not 3, 2.
Does that mean we have to put that track in the album now? Is that what this is about?
Oh, by the way, did I mention that we do have other deleted tracks from the album that we will be giving out on the mailing list? So bit.ly/Night Attack album.
Ooh,
Nice.
You definitely got to get on there because there is a lot of good stuff that didn't quite make it. Unlike this 5th round, which is definitely making the game. All right, here we go. Clear these out. Round 5. Your 2 actresses are A, Margot Robbie, or B, Nicole Kidman.
I'm not going to be fast enough, damn it.
Oh, there we go. Look.
I don't know if you got it in
Justin
time.
and Brian have locked in their answers.
Damn.
Brian, who did you vote
Margot
for?
Robbie.
You voted for Margot Robbie?
Yeah,
You know why?
like outside of Suicide Squad looked to be a disaster
Right.
in the Rotten Tomatoes, but outside of that, like, she's done some extraordinary films.
And you'd be right. Suicide Squad is at 27%. That's pretty low. Terminal is at 27%. 36% for The Legend of Tarzan. That is giving Margot Robbie a 54.6%.
Wait a minute. Hold on. How did the 90th Academy Awards make it on there?
She must have been in a skit. I bet she was in a skit. I don't know. That is a weird one.
That ain't a movie.
That's a weird one to...
Think about about a movie.
The thing about a movie for sure. That's definitely a weird one, but it's not my math. So that's giving her a 54.6%. Now, Justin, your answer, you also answered Margot Robbie. Is that right?
I did.
Now, how do you think Margot Robbie stacked up to Nicole Kidman?
You know, I went with Margot Robbie because I know she's been in very well-received kind of Oscar movies over the last few years. But now that I think about it, Nicole Kidman's also kind of been in a lot of decent stuff that's been kind of in the shadows. She's probably got a better rating the more I think about it because she's in a lot of these art house movies that get gigantic Rotten Tomatoes scores that nobody ever sees, probably.
Oh, I see. Well, you both answered Margot Robbie on that question, and I'm afraid to say you're both wrong. Nicole Kidman comes in at a whopping 65%.
Wow.
Over 10 points more than Margot Robbie.
Consistent.
You've got Boy Erased, you got The Killing of a Sacred Deer, The Beguiled, David Stratton, A Cinematic Life, which probably looks like...
See, look at that. Look, The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Who the fuck saw that? The Beguiled. Nobody saw that.
Yeah, the box office on these is very low, though. She was also in Aquaman, which is not listed here.
Got all the money.
She
But other than that,
cosplayed as a Murloc. It was fine.
That's right. So we're still at 3-1 going into our second to last round here. Justin, there's still a little bit of time to catch up, but you got to play right.
I'm just going to assume that for every entry I give before Justin responds, it counts more towards my total.
Well, like additional points?
I mean, you don't have to agree. That's just what I'm choosing to believe.
Okay, sure. All right, round 6. Here we go. Gentlemen, your two actors are A, Ben Affleck, and B, Jason Momoa. Well, someone got cocky and started texting to the group chat.
Definitely responded B before I even heard
Well, now I can't
who
read
the
that.
second person was.
Now you've both answered Jason Momoa, B. And Jason Momoa, he was in Aquaman, right? Very a decently received movie.
He was also in Justice League, wasn't he?
I believe he was in Justice League as I load this up.
Also, Game of Thrones, not a movie.
yeah, but Ben Affleck was in Justice League too. So, and he was in Batman vs Superman, which Jason Momoa was not.
Oh, Jason Momoa was in Batman vs Superman. I think.
No, he was not. No.
On this list, he is. Do you think that
Really? No, he ain't in that movie.
Dawn of Justice, Batman vs Superman?
Spider
Yeah,
Bite in the
what?
chat is saying Jason Momoa cameoed in it.
Yeah, was he in like the end credit sequence, or I bet he's in there.
He showed up. If I remember correctly, he showed up. He kicked in a door.
Oh, no, you're right. No. Oh, I forgot. There's the time when Wonder Woman is looking at files that all have the logos of the superheroes as the insignias on the files, and Jason Momoa is Aquaman in a security footage, and he's like, "Murr," and he throws mud at the camera or some shit.
Yeah, so here we go. It's
my bad.
file footage here. Yeah.
Oh, what a
Wow, you exactly nailed it. Oh my God, Justin, there's no need for me to watch this movie now. That's amazing.
Wait, have you not seen that movie?
No.
Oh God, we need to watch it.
Why
together.
would I? Okay.
Now you both answered Jason Momoa, who over his last 10 films averaged 42.8. 42.8. Now compare this to Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck also had Batman v Superman. He also had Justice League, but he also had Gone Girl.
Oh, and Argo.
And Argo.
Ah, doggone it.
Argo may not be. Is that in the top 10? And yet, that is just enough to squeak him ahead with 49.3%. So you're both wrong.
Oh, if only we had the Bonnie sounder.
Bonnie walked away.
The fail horn.
All right, this is our last one. I want you guys to think. I want you to think long and hard about this one.
Okay, good.
All right.
All right. Here, I'm thinking really long and hard.
And this one's gonna be worth 3 points.
Oh, goodness.
So it's anybody's game.
Okay.
And if you just sent me a text message, I just cleared out the notification.
Okay, well, let me send it again.
I see,
All right,
okay,
there you
well,
go.
all
I've
right.
already... Oh, fuck. I'm going to think real hard about it.
Okay. I'm at least gonna read the question first before I let you pick an answer. Stop saying the guy's name in our group chat. All right, you're two. Hey, it's fine. It's fine. Chris Evans, or B, Michael Cera.
Oh, jeez. Can I switch my answer? Is it too
A, Chris Evans, or B, Michael Cera. I did clear out your answer.
I'll stick
A,
with it.
Chris Evans, or B, Michael Cera.
That's wrong.
All right, we have a game.
Ah,
You both answered differently.
okay.
Justin, you chose Chris Evans. Now, Chris Evans,
I did. Captain America.
you got Captain America. You got Avengers: Civil
He was
War.
he was also in the Silver Surfer movie, right?
He was the Human Torch.
Yeah.
Well, he was also in the
I
Iceman.
don't think that's going to be in the last 10, though.
That's
So it.
probably not in the last
Yeah,
10.
good point. Good point.
There's you can see
He
there's
used
like
to be
a
garbage, but then he got good.
yeah, and that gives Chris Evans a 65.5%. How do you feel about 65.5?
Strong. Like an
Like a
ox.
bull.
I mean that outpaces almost all of the past 3 rounds of actors.
Yeah, shit, yeah, it does. Unbeatable, unsinkable. That's what this is. I'm going straight to the stars, baby.
Now, Brian, you picked B, Michael Cera.
I mean, not on purpose, if that helps.
You committed to it a couple of times. And Michael Cera came in at a very respectable and winning 72.3%.
Holy cow!
Oh, wait, that's not
Who would have thought? Yeah, you can play that. That's fine. Yeah, there we go. We're all good.
There we go. Yeah, he's got some recent art house stuff. Molly's Game, Tyrell, Gloria Bell with 100%, the Lego Batman movie.
Yeah, weirdly,
Sausage Party.
That's weird that his heavy hitters are the Lego Batman movie, Sausage Party, and A Very Merry Christmas. That's amazing.
It's been a while. You see, he hasn't had quite as much work the past few years, but that worked to his favor. Thank you very much to Samurai85X at Samurai85X for sending this in. We've already got your information to send you some stickers from stickersrdif.com. Everybody, one more time, please sign up for the mailing list for the album, bit.ly/Night Attack Album. That's where you're going to get secret tracks as well as direct information on when it's available for pre-order. And a reminder to go buy the album, gift the album, tell your friends about it, and buy.
Hells yeah. No, let's be very clear. We're pulling off a goddamn heist. Only we're not stealing money. We're stealing credibility. We're gonna ruin the Billboard charts, just like we ruin all the charts by winning, by being awesome. That's what we do.
That's all we do.
Hell yeah, man. We're going to do this for Cogswell next week. Next week we do it for the Cogs, baby. All's well, a Night Attack album.
That's right.
Shall we do a little bit of Diamond Time?
Let's do some Diamond Time.
Indeed we can. Diamond Time is where you shout out your project right here on the show. Now you might ask yourself, wow, how the hell do I do that? Don't worry, it's super easy. diamondclub.reddit.com is where you go. Right there at the top, there is a post for Diamond Time. You'll see the episode date of when it will happen. You just go ahead and type whatever you want. Top 3 get read.
Starting with Gaming Savant, who says, "Greetings, Diamond Club. I started a Twitter account a few months ago called Things You Shouldn't Name Your Cat, and I'm looking for more exposure. I basically just post words that would make bad cat names, like sluice, polyp, or arch support. So if you don't mind 1 or 2 posts a month, I would appreciate a follow. It's twitter.com/badcatnames.
Here's some of the latest. You got Fractal, you got Boost, Castelvetrano's probably a bad cat name.
All of these
Vagabond?
sound fucking rad. Are you kidding
Volvulus.
me? Vagabond is a great name for a cat.
Now Monticore is a very good thing.
Is it Monticore is a cat, right?
Wait, it's the cat that tore out the throat of Roy. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I mean, I disagree with your thesis, but I will support your. Ironically, you are a source of amazing cat names.
Clark Session HQ writes, "Hello, Diamond Club. One of the several podcasts that I, Thomas Michael Clark, host is called 3 names. Fucking serial killer. Host is called the Television Archive. It's a show where I talk about shows that have completed their runs, episode by episode, every single Monday through Friday. It's kind of like Spoiler in Time on steroids. Previously, I've discussed shows such as Batman, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and The Legend of Korra. The podcast can be found at anchor.fm/TV archive. Currently, we're on a brief hiatus between series discussions, but from now until January 19th, you can contribute to a poll to help decide which show we discuss next. Your opinions on said polls are on The Americans, Fringe, Person of Interest, and Roots, the 1977 and 2016 versions. That can be found at bit.ly/TV archive poll 3. And the podcast itself will return January 21st. Vote, listen, and bask in how much of a pathetic nerd I am. Thanks.
Nice. Meanwhile, W. Scottus1 writes, "Hello, Diamond Club. I want to take this opportunity to correct the record. Despite what both Bryce and Justin said in the pre-show last week, game night is not, in fact, on Wednesdays, although we do have a Battle Royale Wednesday.
That's
game night is, in fact, on Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/WScottus1. It's a lot of fun, and you should join us if you have time. We have a 22-second commercial made by Big Voice Jay that can be played at a link he gives, but you cannot click.
Do you want to?
I mean, you can click on it.
I can't click. It's only 22 seconds. It's,
Go ahead.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. Game night was really phenomenal.
Rad as fuck.
Everyone loves game night.
We just gotta hit 88 miles per hour and we'll be in an orgy.
I didn't sign up for an orgy.
You did not sign up for it either.
Diamond Club game night.
I would have been here earlier, but I had a rubber chicken shoved up my...
Jesus. Fucking gross.
Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern. W. Scottus1 on Twitch.
That's cute.
Did I hear the Yes Man squeezed in there? That's fantastic.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, Big Voice Jay. Thank you very much. He's got a very big voice.
He sure does. But
He's
is
the
it
best.
big enough to win the winter movie draft?
I didn't get a movie draft, so I'm gonna do my own take on a movie draft minute.
Okay, here we go. And now it's time for the movie draft minute, just like we always do it. It's totally normal, and here we go.
Well, welcome to your Winter Movie Draft Minute. I'm Bryce Castillo, filling in for Roberto Villegas. Let's take a look at the polls in the Winter Movie Draft going on right now. In 6th place, you got Team Nicole with $258 million. At 5th place, Team Cord Killers with $364 million. Team Justin is sitting at rank 4 with $459 million. At 3rd, you've got John Trekker of $507 million. At number 2, DTNS, Team DTNS is $570 million. And at number 1 is Team Brian Brushwood. And that is your Movie Draft Minute for this week.
Dude, okay, so how quickly does John Trekker just hurry up and win this stupid thing? Because he still has movies, right?
No, I think you are going to win.
No. There's no way Glass makes less than $75 million and then Serenity makes negative money.
Glass has got bad reviews.
Yeah, but
Glass is getting dumped on, and Serenity is nothing of a movie. It's got Matthew McConaughey, but nobody knows what it's about. Like, literally, I watched an interview with him last night, and he couldn't even explain what the movie was.
But the two of them together making less than $75 million? That's insane.
Well, but that's assuming that you don't make more, and I think you're gonna make more.
I guess. What do I have left in here?
Got
Vice
Bohemian
is it.
Rhapsody, and apparently, Bohemian Rhapsody winning the Golden Globe totally revitalized that, and now they're going to re-release it as a sing-along.
Ah, crap. And then there is a chance that Star is Born gets a little bit of Oscar buzz. That's possible. I don't know. I'm expecting John Trekker to take it, but I'm just glad I crushed Tom. That's all that matters.
I mean, this was the one where you literally just bet against John Trekker, right?
Well, I definitely just tried to corrupt his whole game. Like, whatever it is he did, I just always bid one more dollar than whatever he was bidding. And he played it off as though, he wasn't fazed by it, but he seemed a little bit fazed by it.
Oh, no. I know, yes, he was fazed. It was a bad thing. You correctly wrecked his life. He had a system, and you played against that system.
Nice. You played the player, not the game. Do we have any emails?
We do have some emails here in our mailbag segment.
Join us for drinks in the Diamond Club.
In the Diamond Club? That sounds grand.
That's right. It's very grand. Remember, you can send emails in to mail@nightattack.tv. That's the email address where you can send in emails. Like this one here we got from Steve Brennan. Steve writes, Carby Carberson. If you guys could create a Mount Rushmore of magicians, who would you like to see up there etched in stone?
No, Houdini's probably the number one, right?
Houdini's the George Washington.
I'd like to think he's more of the Thomas Jefferson, right? He was the more idealistic of them. Maybe Robert Houdin would be the TJ. Who would be the Teddy Roosevelt? So there are 4 archetypes. This is something a lot of people haven't paused to think about. But in the Myers-Briggs Personality Index, there are sort of 4 archetypes, and they happen to track really well to the original Star Trek characters. Sort of the cowboy, the wild Kirk, your logical Spock, your feeling based Bones, and then your hands do what needs to be done, Scotty, right? And so likewise, same thing on the Mount Rushmore. You've got your wild cowboy and Teddy Roosevelt. You have your thinking Spock with Thomas Jefferson. You've got doing what needs to be done with George Washington, or maybe he's more the feeling based guy. I forget which one is which. But no. Lincoln is the feelings based one. He's the Bones, and then George Washington is the Scotty of them. So if we're gonna follow that model, what 4 magicians do you think A, have emotions, B, are human, and C, roughly track to those archetypes?
I think we're really going to be stretching to figure to fit those archetypes. But, man.
I mean, it's almost a top 4 list, basically.
Well, I don't want to go straight on popularity, because there's a reason those 4 presidents were picked, and it wasn't entirely just because of their popularity.
Sure.
It was because of what they represented of different aspects of what we perceive
let's start with the most popular, and then we can plug in or out, right? Like, just so we have a base instead of
like Houdini, of course, right?
Yeah, Houdini's the only without controversy. Goes in. He was famous then. He's famous now. He's still revered. He's still talked about.
And then maybe Robert Houdin, if you wanted to couch Houdini as sort of the feeling based, the Lincoln of the group, then Robert Houdin could be the Spock of the group. I mean, maybe like if you're gonna give space to. Oh, here's an interesting. Ideologically, are Doug Henning and Chris Angel the same thing as far as archetypes? They're just artifacts of their decades?
Well, I mean, I guess, although Angel was kind of an archetype of the decade before, which was kind of the charm of Chris Angel. Even in the moment that he was popular, he was kind of, copied and pasted out of the 90s into the era that he was popular in. I would say, it's confirmation bias says you want to put, I almost feel like Copperfield brought magic to levels that I don't think it had seen globally. Like he kind of has to be there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe put him on, and then if you slot someone else in while we think.
Yeah. Okay. So for those who don't know, Robert Houdin is the reason that you see the archetypal image of a magician as somebody in top hat and tails, which he was the first to wear because that's what everybody in the audience was wearing. So before then, it was all like everybody was wearing wizard robes. So if we're gonna, and I do agree. I think Copperfield and Houdini are different enough. Houdini's archetype was, I don't know, the immigrant story, conquering things.
I see Houdini as more of the wild man than the feeler. Like he certainly was out amongst people. Like he did big public things. There's the whole it doesn't matter what you say, just spell my name right. Kind of like a press hound element. I think that Houdini's more the wild. I mean, as magicians go, he is, unless we want to do someone that's maybe into the like geek arts side of it. Like, I think he's about as wild as you get that is famous.
So here's the important question.
I can throw out a few names here from Wikipedia. If
what Trey Warren, I think, is asking the real question is, do you get away with putting Penn and Teller as one face on there, or do you insist on picking one or the other?
Would you be able to? Do you think they would be okay with one head kind of split into one gets the left half, one gets the right half?
I think
no. I'm sure they would come up with something fucking brilliant, and it would be.
They would come up with an illusion where it's like you squint halfway and it's both of them at once or something.
Yeah, or it would be like a fuck you, like it would be like a doorknob, and they would be like, because it's opening the door to go fuck yourself. We're the best.
Just an ampersand. Yeah. Man, that's tough. That's
Anderson,
tough.
maybe. Reginald Scott.
I mean, nobody. We don't really have the close up there either. We don't have a Di Vernon. We don't have.
Yeah, I would say I would say you could probably pull out Robert Houdin and replace it with a Di Vernon in there. So then you have an icon.
No, the ashes are at the Magic Castle.
Motherfucker, don't even. Shit.
Dark mood, Brian.
Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah, Siegfried and Roy were just Copperfield to a farther degree, right? I mean, they were.
I would go Doug Henning before I would go Siegfried and Roy. I in terms of that style of like big theatrical magic, I think that there was, while Siegfried and Roy are very, very, very important, Doug Henning to me is the artistic legacy that would probably last longer.
So Bob Callie brings up James Randi, which is personally beloved to both of us. At which point, like, the question is, do we want to? Because the only question is, does Houdini crowd out James Randi as the progenitor of the archetype of magician as skeptic?
I think so. I think that's part of the Houdini legacy, and as important as James Randi was, and forever will be, I think that he's probably a nesting doll inside of the Houdini.
So I think the obvious answer is the all set up magician. For number 4. All right, and we're done.
There we go.
We got it.
All right. Yep.
Oh my God. All right, look, Justin. Before we wrap everything up,
one more time, mail at nightattack.tv is where you can send in your letters. Thank you.
Dude. Okay. So can we break down some real numbers? As best I can tell, what it takes to hit number 1, or what it took for us to hit number 1, was about 3,000 album sales over a week long, right? So break those numbers apart. The good news is that comedy is a fairly soft category. We're essentially making the album as free as we're allowed to and still be counted. If people, so 3,000 sales in the first week would be what? If people bought it once on iTunes, once on Amazon, and then if everybody found a friend, all of a sudden, now we're down to what? All we need is 700 people willing to spend $8, right?
Yes.
Like that sounds crazy, but like that's what it's gonna take is buying it multiple times on multiple platforms, right?
I would say so. If we want to ensure that this gets, like Night Attack 2, like Night Attack Live, is the number 1 comedy album on Billboard. By the way, I think it would still be during SF Sketchfest, which would be pretty rad to walk into an SF Sketchfest party and be like, oh yeah, what do you guys do? Comedy? Oh, cool. Yeah, no, it would take that. Yeah, it would take everybody. You buy it on multiple platforms. You buy it under your friend's account. And you buy it under your mom's account. And that's certainly what I'll be doing for all of Tuesday. And then you spread the word, man. This is not just about Night Attack. This is not just about Cogswell. This is about every time you have ever had joy brought to you by somebody who spent that extra time to make a little piece of art that made your favorite website, forum, podcast, YouTube series just that much more special. Those who put in that effort, this is dedicated to you, and this is in celebration of somebody that has made this show so exponentially better every single week.
Also, I feel like because we're some Icarus-looking motherfuckers, we made sure to make the majority of our discussion about the album about the most marginal parts of the album, insisting on holding back the very best stuff. Reminder, at the end of the day, this album is a celebration of Stephen Cogswell, one of our own, one of the most talented musicians we have ever had the pleasure to work with, and we want to celebrate his stuff. So if we could just wrap things up by reminding you of the incredible music talent. The majority of the album that you're going to be listening to is Stephen Cogswell showing up at a garbage fire that is our show and making poetry out of it. It sounds like this. We love you guys. Dying to Fire. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Deep in my heart, your people's deep in my mind. Your people's deep for us to find that your balls are deep in me too. In my heart, your people's deep in my mind. Your people's deep for us to find that your balls are deep in me too.
Oh shit, the Bit Boss is Graham Cracker _ Well done. 600, nicely done.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.